Hi folks, Steven here. So yeah, a little bit different since this is a holiday weekend in the US. I did schedule this a little bit differently. We're on Monday night. I had today off. Different companies handle the 4th of July being on a weekend differently. Mine gives us the next day off. Alright, so we've got a few things happening here. We're going to be mostly talking about the Tepig Pokemon Go Community Day that was on Saturday. As well as, well, mostly Pokemon Go stuff, but we'll be talking about that soon. We'll also be going over some comments and a few other things. So first of all, let's go ahead and go to the presentation. Excuse me one second. For some reason, it didn't hide the toolbar. Sorry, 1 second here. Was not being cooperative with my PowerPoint because it is not hiding the toolbar like it usually does. Let's see, was that? Look at the feed here. Apologies. Okay, looks like it didn't actually. Cancel that. We'll start the slideshow. I apologize for that. But it says it's showing the screen. In any case, let's see. And I still see the... Doesn't inspire confidence if I can see much bar, because the PowerPoint usually takes up the entire screen. But I guess that live feed. So there we go. And this all work. Oh, that's fun. Trying a few new settings today. Appreciate your patience. In any case, so first off, before we get to the actual Community Day stuff, let's see. We have Bidoof last week. I think it started Monday or maybe over the last weekend even. That last weekend of June. I forget exactly precisely when it stayed. But of course, there were a lot of Bidoof spawning. Now, Bidoof's not a super rare Pokemon in Pokemon Go normally. But this time, there were a lot of them. And apparently, you could kind of tell it was all leading to Bidoof Day on July 1st. Which is kind of strange. I'm not the biggest Bidoof fan. I don't hate it either. Excuse me. It's kind of filling the... Wooper, Quagsire, Psyduck type of slot in Generation 4. As well as sort of the early game rodent. I believe it's based on the beaver. But some funny stuff from there. I actually managed to get a lot of experience from this. Several 100,000 over the course of several days. But there was kind of a downside, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Oh, I guess I do have them, and yes, I did see the Never Gonna Give You Up spoof that they did there. To find out who does the singing on that, I think a lot of folks think it's Haven Pashal, and I'm hoping to confirm that one way or the other. I think it's the same person who did the Winter Wonderland video last year. But in any case, Community Day. So let's talk about that. So let's see. Last month, you may remember June 6, 2021, high of 89, normal of 76, so pretty warm that day. Low of 72, normal of 55. Average wind speed 8.1 miles per hour. What did we have on Saturday for weather? We had a high of 85, a low of 58. Those are against normals of 82 and 61. We were expecting a little bit warmer. I feel really bad for folks out on the West Coast who are seeing well over 100 degree temperatures. And normal wind speed, or average wind speed for Saturday wound up being 3.9 miles per hour here in Madison. So, certainly could have been worse. However, I had wanted, as I've been doing the last month, to go somewhere. Unfortunately, all that Bidoof hunting, I had been walking a couple miles a day, I guess. And late on Friday, my legs started to really bother me, and I ended up having to stay at home on Saturday. So I didn't actually get to go anywhere, which I'm disappointed to, so just to be clear there. But I was really not in the position to go out somewhere in the city. even though it was a little cooler than I had feared, and I had worried about some of the heat stuff. But I did still do the community day, even though I did it right around my own place. So, let's get the basic bonuses out of the way. They are apparently curtailing some of the bonuses in Australia, New Zealand, and North America as the pandemic is winding down, hopefully. You never know. But as far as the bonuses for Tepig Community Day, we have more Tepig in the wild, of course. Surprise encounters via the snapshot feature, so you can get some extra ones. Let's see, ticket for the event. That is technically optional, but I always recommend going through it. It's a pretty good value for a buck or two. And then we have 3 times catch Stardust. You remember last month we had 3x catch experience, I believe is the one there. Maybe I was wrong about that. We've had that bonus as well. A little hard getting used to the beta stuff. They did some really good bonuses all the way up to X4 for catch bonuses and stuff like that. And then we have the extra incense duration. Alright, so here's the roasted berries ticket. Yep, just 99 cents. I think these are pretty good value. You can still do most of the, you can still catch a ton of the Pokemon, but this one I think worked out pretty well. Runs from 11 to 5. I don't think they're planning on changing the hours for these. I think that's pretty set in stone. This is the community day box they had on sale. I haven't bought one of those for a while. I just haven't had a need to. In part because I just tend not to have that much room in my inventory. They did have a freebie 30 Ultra Balls, which is very nice and actually went a little quicker than I thought it would when I used it. Alright, here's Professor Willow. What does he have to say about this time? This one has a little bit of a story behind it. Picnic with the team leaders myself. So yeah, he's getting ready for that, and he's been tasked with bringing some dessert. I'm not sure precisely. But this is called Roasted Berries. It has 4 parts like usual. The tasks are about what you would expect. First round, you have to power up Pokemon 10 times, catch some Tepig, and also make 5 nice throws. So none of that particularly difficult. Like when we've had other fire-based Pokemon, I wish they would do something a little more inventive with the tasks, like maybe you have to expose it to sunlight, use the camera like that to expose it to a certain amount of light or something like that over a certain amount of time. I don't know. Seems like they could make these a little more thematic there. Alright, regular versus shiny comparison. So on the left you see the regular one, right, of course, the shiny. Tepig is definitely noticeable. It actually looks a little bit lighter overall, as it appears to be what they've done here. It's more of a yellow there, and the top of its head is more of a dark red instead of a very dark brown. And the tail is also a slightly different color, so definitely noticeable. Sometimes when they do these shinies, they try to reference something or something like that. I'm not aware of anything like that for Tepig, but if anyone does know, let me know. Alright, well that wasn't too hard. Even though I wasn't moving around a ton, as long as I was patient, I didn't actually need to use an incense, I was able to get the Tepig I needed. I found this quote from Professor Willoughby interesting. Flame in its stomach must do wonders for digestion. So flame in its stomach is usually I'm not sure if I've heard that phrase elsewhere, but it certainly would, if anyone else said that, it sounds like they have heartburn. Some sort of metaphor there. But must do wonders for digestion. I'm not sure about that one. But in any case, the second set of tasks, very much what you expect. You got some Tepig you gotta catch, you gotta transfer 10 Pokemon, and you gotta evolve some Tepig. I had some pretty good candidates for that. I had one shiny one. I didn't want to use the things to evolve it fully, but I certainly had enough to spare to get it to the Pignite stage. You can see the emblems there, I think, or whatever it is, are a little bit different colored and stuff like that. But I had a fair number of good candidates and things of that nature. You notice there's not, unfortunately I didn't get to do any raids and stuff in the middle, which I usually like to throw in the middle here as an interrupt, but that unfortunately did not happen. Alright, so now we're talking about Embor, the fully evolved version of Tepig, one of the Gen 5 starters. Let's see. So it makes a big point in several of these things about Embor's beard that is, I guess, on fire. which is interesting. Let's see. Sets its fists ablaze. That doesn't sound like a great recipe, to be honest. But the tasks you get, 3 curveball throws. This one was just kind of okay, I guess. Tepig isn't the hardest Pokemon I've had to make curveball throws. I did get 1 curveball throw on a non-Tepig. There's a Tauros that spawned, and of course, being a very large target, you get a fair amount of leeway with that. You do have to evolve a Pignite, and then transfer 10 Pokemon. So, pretty good there. You get some pretty decent rewards with that. But yeah, I decided to evolve one of my non-shiny ones that had better stats than any of my shiny ones. I had some decent shiny ones, but this one was particularly good. Not perfect, but pretty close. So we evolve it, and yeah, we get Emboar. Quite impressive there. And yeah, I guess it does have that fiery beard now that it's pointed out there. I don't know, maybe I saw it more as a neck decoration or whatever than an actual beard, but I guess that's what it's supposed to be. And of course, you actually do get the special move Blast Burn as your charge move for doing the thing there. So I have a feeling I'll use this at some point somewhere to do stuff, but it's nice to have another powerful fire Pokemon or 2 that I have available to me. And let's see, Professor will ask for some facial hair advice, I guess. Beard of Fire. No, I don't think I'd want one of those. So, yeah. More to story, and I kind of enjoyed the writing. I think they had more to work with here than with Snivy a couple months ago. I think that just doesn't have the... not that I hate Snivy's evolution line. I like some parts of it, but it's not as interesting. From like a Pokédex and another perspective there. I missed the bonus catch XP. Boy, that was really nice earlier this week, despite what it did to my legs, where they were, out of very, not sore is not the right word, but strained maybe. And yes, don't overexert yourself. So that's my advice. No matter how good a bonus is, you don't want to push yourself too hard just so you can capitalize on it. So that's the thing I learned this week, playing Pokemon Go. Thanks, Bidoof. Alright, well, we have a few comments to go over. Let's see. First off, we have another one on the Telepizza CD that I unboxed, I think in late May. I think I'm going to periodically get comments on this one from our Latin American audience. I appreciate our audiences from all over the world. That's really cool. I'm always on the lookout on eBay and stuff like that for some of the specialized niche products, musically speaking, that have come out in different territories. So let's see, Alex VGZ, not sure if that's exactly how you pronounce it, but it says there's a second red CD with a slightly different cover to change the Pokemon, and it has 2 different tracks. So they swapped out 2 of the songs and left the Pokemon dance mix in there. Apparently all these CDs, and he mentions there are also cassette tapes. This is sort of the transitory period. Nothing against Mexico. I suspect that CDs were a little slower on the uptake there, and tapes lasted a little bit longer. Tapes were merely on the way out as a major music format at the time these stuff came out in America. But apparently the CDs and tapes all contain a promotional, not just a jingle, but like a full promotional song for Telepizza that they commissioned, and I'm assuming they use this on a lot of their different ones. Love to know more about these. I did leave some questions for Alex, like, if you get all 4, the 2 CDs and the 2 cassettes, how much of the To Be a Master album would you have in Spanish there? So I'd love to know more about that. I always love hearing about these, alternate territory products and stuff, like the vinyl records that were released in Europe and stuff like that. Alright, so we also have some feedback from last month's Community Day. Of course, that was the Gible Community Day. DDD033 said, congrats on level 34. Well, a little update on that. Thanks to the Bidoof bonuses, I've managed to get about halfway to 35. So making progress there. Should hopefully have that done by the end of the summer. And then he said he didn't play Community Day last month because he was mad it didn't load the day before and he wasn't able to keep his streak going. As most of you, I'm sure, know, that number up to 7 days in a row where you either catch a Pokemon and there's a separate streak for spinning Pokestops. If you get all the way to 7, you get a bonus each day the first time you do that, and then if you get all the way to 7 days straight, on the 7th day you get a really big bonus. I gave him sort of the standard try to fix anything first step thing for technical advice. I said, sorry to hear that. Try rebooting your phone, but maybe you already tried that. So hopefully he had better luck this time around. He's certainly free to let us know. All right, a couple updates on the Pokecasters Network. So we have some recent episodes that have come out. Poke Science has America 2. They did, I guess last year or a year before, they did another 4th of July type special. And then, let's see, Critical Hitmonlee, episode 43, It's for the Best, ? And Welcome to the World of Pokemon is episode number 49, Venomoth. Okay, yep, that is the end of our slideshow. So let me just give you a few more updates while we are here. Alright, so let's see, what's coming up soon? Well, I'm getting in talks with Ann about when we're going to do, our next side game music discussion. That should be on Pokemon Red and Blue, or not Red and Blue, sorry. Pokemon Red Rescue Team and Blue Rescue Team, first Mystery Dungeon games. We are very much looking forward to that. I will probably do a live stream. If we don't do the discussion this next weekend, we'll probably do a live stream this weekend of one of the games, probably the blue one. So that I'm looking forward to, and just a few other things out there. If you do have any comments out there, looks like we might have some folks listening live. Please do type those in there. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap stuff up very quickly here. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. So be aware of all that. And I'm also obviously looking forward to later this month the Pokemon Go Fest. I believe that's later this month. They've been promoting it pretty well on there. You can already buy your tickets for it. I'm assuming next year that it'll actually be in person again. I'm guessing, presumably down in Chicago. I might avail myself of that, although they'll probably, because these remote versions have been relatively successful revenue-wise, I'm guessing they're going to have a remote version of it that's maybe not quite as full-featured, but gives you some opportunities. But that would be a year from now, when things are hopefully relatively back to normal. Alright, well, I'm not seeing too much in the way of comments, but if you do have any feedback, feel free to put a comment on this video, or you can always email us at pokepress@gmail.com. That's our main email address, and keep an eye out. Alright, folks, thanks.